What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Spencer Brewery, and they are out of Spencer, Massachusetts, and this is their Trappist Imperial Stout. So this is Imperial Stout that comes in at 8.7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. I don't know exactly how old this bottle is, but it does have a Best By date of November 17th of 2024, and we're over 2 years away from that date. So we should be fine. Now, last week I reviewed their Trappist Ale, and I mentioned in that review that Spencer has closed its doors. The St. Joseph's Abbey decided to close the brewery after 8 years, and I decided that I would grab as many beers left on the shelves from them and review them over the next X amount of months. I reviewed the Trappist Ale. I have this, and I also have their Monk's Reserve, which I believe is a Belgian-style quad. I've also reviewed their Winter Warmer late last year, so we'll see what else is left over that I can find at different bottle shops, but really curious about this one. They call it a Trappist Imperial Stout, and on the back they have a little spiel that I'll read hopefully at the end if I remember. A lot of times I say it's 50-50 if I read it at the end, but they call this an Anglo-Russo Imperial Stout, which is basically a Russian Imperial Stout, or more to that side of things. So if this is more of a Russian Imperial Stout, that's cool. I don't know if they're using like their house, I'd imagine they're using their house excuse me, house ale yeast, and we'll see if that is the case, and if it imparts any of that, the fruity esters and phenolic spice and all that stuff that you typically get with like a Belgian kind of yeast strain. Anyway, let's give it a pour here. Yeah, that's looking like an Imperial Stout. More of a dark brown than black, but looks beautiful. Almost got it all in there. Oh, look at that pour is perfect. It's a perfect pour. Look at that beautiful beer. Now it says I drink it at 55 on the back of the label. They said use a big snifter. I got the tulip, whatever. But 55. This is probably around 55. My dark beer fridge is 52 by the time I take it out and get all set up for the review and stuff. Yeah, it's probably 55-ish. So perfect. Anyway, that's a beautiful looking beer. It's pitch black in the glass. Has about a finger and a half of this light brown colored head. Super creamy looking. That is a beautiful looking beer. Let's get a nose. Okay. So yeah, it does. So I reviewed Old Rasputin from North Coast recently, and this is very reminiscent of that from a nose perspective. It has deep roasted, almost charry kind of malt character, like a dark bittering chocolate, coffee. It's like a slight fruitiness there too. What is that? Maybe like a black cherry. It's a nice earthiness as well on top of everything. Maybe a little bit like a caramel and molasses, but not that sweet. Yeah, so this is a big, to me, roasty, more bittering kind of Imperial Stout. And based on the nose, I can't tell you if we're going to get any of that, like, the Belgian yeast esters. Or if it's just, maybe they're just, they're doing an actual proper Russian Imperial Stout. Regardless, looks beautiful, smells pretty nice. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That's really nice. Not as, so after the first sip, I was picturing a big gripping bitterness, like a lot of Russian Imperial Stouts are, but this doesn't have that. I mean, it's definitely bitter. It has a bittering component, but it's not overly so. Let's get another sip. Body this one, higher side of medium, lower side of full, almost 9%. I'm cool with it. Has enough of a heft there to keep me interested body-wise. The mouthfeel, soft, smooth, somewhat creamy. There's a mild to moderate carbonation, but it has a nice, smooth, like creamy finish. Nice. So I am getting more fruitiness than I am accustomed to with the Russian Imperial Stout. So maybe that is the yeast itself. Right at the forefront. It's roasted, not quite charry, just deeply roasted malt. There's coffee, there's chocolate. The chocolate's more of like a 60-70% cacao bar type of chocolate. Maybe even like a baker's chocolate, just has more bittering, not sweet. The coffee is there, almost slightly acidic kind of feeling to the coffee. After that, a little bit of caramel, a touch of like a molasses, a little bit of a black cherry, but then there's a fruitiness, like almost like a like almost like an apricot or something different, like a lighter stone fruit, like an apricot, peach, but it's not crazy sweet or anything. It's just kind of there, different. On the second half of the palate, the beer bitters out. It has a moderate bitterness, and it has an earthy kind of bitterness to it. Touch of like maybe a floral sensation, but more earthy than anything. This finish is semi-dry with, again, a moderate bitterness. So good balance from the sweetness to the bitterness. I think it's pretty well balanced. 8.7%. Kind of feel it in the chest a little bit. Nothing on the palate. But the chest, it definitely has a decent warming for almost 9%. It's fun. It's fun. Damn solid and highly enjoyable beer. I think the nose to me maybe was better, and I don't know why. Maybe I was thinking when the the actual taste hit, I was gonna be like going nuts over it. I do like almost getting almost like a slight like kind of honey kind of sweetness too at the front of the palate. Like almost like a maple. Like it's not maple. It's kind of like I'm getting sticky lips, kind of a little bit sweeter, but kind of like the honey and like caramel. Something mid-palate, like I said, the apricot and peach. There's something else, and I can't really put my finger on it. It's interesting though, interesting. I don't know if I enjoy that because I'm thinking, I guess my brain's thinking, looking at the beer, smelling the beer, and knowing what it is kind of is out of place to some degree. But I know Belgian Imperial Stouts, the yeast kind of comes forward, and you can get, different kinds of, sometimes you can even get like banana and bubblegum, from the yeast strains, and they'll produce other kind of fruity notes like orange and lemon and citrus and stuff. But this is kind of a peach and apricot thing. It's kind of weird. Can't say I love that, but it's unique. It's fun. This is really solid, but I like that Trappist ale better. And it's a really solid, well-made, put together Trappist Imperial Stout. But I don't think if they had their doors open and I was to rebuy their products, this would not be the first or second one I'd grab. I'll tell you that right now. The Trappist Ale was better. The Winter Warmer is better. But if you like Imperial Stouts and you're looking for something a little different, I'd say give this one a try. It's kind of fun. Anyway, let me read. I'll remember to read the back here. So I am going to give Spencer's Trappist Imperial Stout. Again, I think it's really good. It's not as good as the Trappist Ale, and it's not amazing or anything. So best I can do on this one is we'll go low 4 out of 5. We'll go 3.95. I think that's a fair score for what I'm drinking. Again, not amazing to me, but also nothing, all that bad. It's, again, 3.95 is a pretty solid score. I think it's good. I think it's good. That's where we'll leave it. Price and availability, I think I paid like $5 for that bottle. Now, I don't know if I paid substantially more because they're out of business and stuff's on the shelf, so they're jacking up the prices. I don't know. I think like if you go to the Spencer website, you can online order, and I think this was like $6 on the site. So I don't know. I don't know what they used to be charging for this before they announced the closure of the brewery, but I paid like $5 for that, somewhere in that realm. So I'm not mad at it. Would I buy it again at $5? No way. But $5. Availability, Spencer's closing. So if you did get distro of their stuff in your area, grab what you can and try it out, because sooner or later it won't be around anymore. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm sure there's going to be some varying opinions on this. Some people probably love it. Some people not huge fans. Read the back here. It says, a massive roasted malt-forward American Trappist take on the Anglo-Russo Imperial Stout tradition. Luxuriously frothy foam, yes. Waves of coffee, chocolate, and caramel sensations. A generous blend of dark fruit flavors. Intense and robust. Coffee, yes. Chocolate, yes. Caramel, sure. Generous blend of dark fruits. I really got black cherry. I thought maybe I would get, dates and prunes and figs and so on. I didn't get any of that. Maybe, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is more of like a fig flavor than a, I think that's more of a fig. Why would I say peach and apricot? I don't know. Maybe I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Yeah, I think that's more like a figgy, like almost a Fig Newton type of thing. Yeah, so I guess that fits the bill. Still not my favorite, so 3.95 out of 5. Anyway, really good beer, or I should say good beer, enjoyable. I like it. shutting this one down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.